Have you ever wondered how ancient Greek philosophies shape our modern understanding of life and happiness? Today, we're turning the pages of history back to explore the intriguing life and philosophies of Aristo of Chios. A name perhaps less familiar, but his ideas echo in our contemporary debates around the pursuit of a good life. His unique perspective on Stoicism and its impact on our world today is not just fascinating, but enlightening. Join us on a journey through time as we delve into the life and philosophies of Aristo of Chios. Born on the beautiful island of Chios, Aristo's life was far from ordinary. This Greek philosopher was born into a world brimming with intellectual curiosity and philosophical debates. As a young man, he was introduced to the world of philosophy through his early education, which was steeped in the classic Greek traditions of inquiry and discourse. His life took an intriguing turn when he met Cleanthes, a renowned Stoic philosopher. This encounter sparked a lifelong fascination with philosophy, leading him to the great city of Athens, the intellectual hub of the ancient world. Here, Aristo would rub shoulders with some of the greatest minds of his time, engaging in debates that would shape his philosophical outlook. From these interactions, Aristo developed a unique perspective, diverging from the mainstream Stoic philosophy of his contemporaries. His ideas would challenge the status quo, pushing the boundaries of philosophical thought. The experiences and encounters of his early life set the stage for Aristo's unique approach to philosophy. Aristo of Chios was unique, even among the great thinkers of his time. Aristo's philosophy, in its essence, was a dance between simplicity and complexity, a balance that set him apart from his contemporaries. Unlike the Stoics, who advocated for an in-depth understanding of logic, physics, and ethics, Aristo held a different viewpoint. He argued that only ethics was necessary for the pursuit of virtue, dismissing the other fields as superfluous. In a world where philosophers sought to unravel the mysteries of the universe, Aristo was a voice of dissent. He championed the idea that a good life didn't require an intricate understanding of the cosmos, nor the ability to dissect complex logical arguments. Instead, he emphasized the importance of focusing on one's character, actions, and the choices that we make in our everyday lives. This was a radical departure from the Stoic school of thought. Stoicism placed a high value on knowledge, asserting that understanding the world around us was key to achieving tranquility and peace of mind. But Aristo was unafraid to challenge this paradigm. He argued that an overemphasis on knowledge could lead to distraction, taking us away from the true task of living a virtuous life. Aristo's philosophy was grounded in a simple yet profound belief that virtue is the highest good, and it is within the reach of every individual. He argued that virtue is not a product of complex theories or esoteric knowledge, but rather it is the result of living in alignment with our nature, making right choices and cultivating moral character. Aristo's philosophy was a refreshing departure from the norm, challenging the established beliefs of his time. He dared to question the status quo, to strip away the layers of unnecessary complexity, and to bring the focus back to the individual and their moral choices. His approach was not just a critique of Stoicism, but a unique philosophy in its own right, one that resonated with those who sought a simpler, more direct path to virtue. While Aristo may not have been as widely known as some of his contemporaries, his philosophy offers a valuable perspective, reminding us that sometimes simplicity can provide the most profound insights. Aristo's philosophy was a refreshing departure from the norm, challenging the established beliefs of his time. So, what did Aristo believe was the key to living a good life? Aristo of Chios, a philosopher who trod his own path in the world of Stoicism, held a unique perspective on how one should live their life. For Aristo, virtue was the cornerstone of a good life. He believed that virtue wasn't something to be pursued for rewards or recognition, but rather, it was its own reward. He argued that individuals should strive for virtue in all aspects of their lives, from their relationships to their occupations. To Aristo, living virtuously was not just about morality, but also about self-sufficiency and independence. He believed that one should not rely too heavily on external circumstances or material possessions for happiness. Speaking of happiness, Aristo held a simple yet profound view on this universal pursuit. He suggested that happiness doesn't come from the acquisition of wealth or status, but from living a life in accordance with virtue. This, he argued, was the true path to enduring contentment. Aristo's philosophy was not about grand gestures or dramatic renunciations. Instead, he advocated for a life of simplicity where one's actions align with their values. He urged individuals to be self-sufficient, to be independent, and to find happiness in their own virtue rather than in the approval of others. In Aristo's view, a good life was not about accumulation, but about simplicity and virtue. Aristo's philosophies were not just ideas, they became a way of life that continues to influence us today. This Greek philosopher's thoughts have left an indelible mark on the world of philosophy and beyond. His influence has permeated throughout the centuries, shaping the minds and ideas of many who followed in his philosophical footsteps. Aristo's unique interpretation of Stoicism, his emphasis on ethics over logic and physics, found resonance with later philosophers. His teachings influenced the likes of Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, who adopted Aristo's focus on ethics as a central part of his own philosophy. Aristo's ideas have echoed through the halls of philosophical thought, shaping the way we understand ethics and the pursuit of a good life. But Aristo's legacy extends beyond the philosophical realm. His thoughts on living a simple, virtuous life have inspired countless individuals to reevaluate their priorities, to seek happiness not in material wealth, but in ethical living. His teachings have permeated different aspects of modern society, from self-help books to lifestyle movements advocating for minimalism and simplicity. Aristo's influence is not confined to the past. His ideas continue to reverberate in the present, challenging us to question our values, our motivations, and our understanding of what it means to live a good life. Aristo's ideas continue to impact our understanding of what it means to live a good life. Aristo's legacy lives on, reminding us that philosophy is not just about abstract ideas, but about guiding us towards a life well lived. Fast forward to today, and Aristo's philosophies are more relevant than ever. His ideas on simplicity remind us to break away from the unnecessary complexities of modern life. His teachings on self-sufficiency inspire us to be more resilient and independent, especially in a world where dependence on technology is increasing. And his emphasis on virtue prompts us to reflect on our moral compass amidst the hustle and bustle of the 21st century. Aristo's simple, yet profound ideas continue to challenge and inspire us. In the end, Aristo of Chios was much more than just an ancient Greek philosopher. Born to privilege, he willingly chose a life of simplicity, firmly believing in the virtues of self-sufficiency and moderation. His philosophy, although rooted in Stoicism, took a unique turn, focusing on ethics and dismissing complex theories. He held that virtue is the only good, and that it alone suffices for a happy life. Aristo's influence can't be understated. He challenged contemporary philosophical norms, and his teachings have been echoed by philosophers and thinkers throughout history. His ideas continue to resonate today, reminding us of the enduring appeal of simplicity and virtue in a world often caught up in complexity and materialism. In essence, Aristo's life was a testament to his philosophy. He walked his talk, living out his teachings of simplicity, virtue, and self-sufficiency. Aristo of Chios, a man whose life and ideas continue to echo through the centuries, reminding us of the timeless value of simplicity and virtue.